Here we go. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. I'm Laura Ashley-Abraham.
And I am Connie Smock.
And together we are the Michigan Medium Angels, and we're back.
Yes, we are.
We forgot to say that last time, too. So, okay. So today is day 63 of our CNL Good News, Connie and Laura Good News, that we are putting out here right now. And I don't know what she's doing over there, but making funny faces. And I wish you could see us. I wish you could see both of us at the same time, because it really is it's a good show. It's funny.
It would definitely add to our what's going on, to the magic and to like behind the scenes stuff when you can see the facial expressions, for sure. 100%. I totally agree with you.
Yeah. Well, and you were doing the heart over there. You've got a
Because
heart on your shirt.
I have a heart on my shirt, so I just wanted to spread the love.
That's a love. So today we are going to be talking about some stories that are spirit related from loved ones, signs, things that have come forward to help us. I don't know if mine's necessarily, but you start, Tink, because mine's not necessarily that. Here's what happens for me is that when I deliver the message, a lot of times I forget it's gone unless I write it down. And I know there were some really cool things that happened recently, but I, for the life of me, can't remember them. So if it's important, it's going to come back. That's kind of how I tell my jokes. I'll remember part of a joke and not the rest of it, or tell the ending for the beginning. That's not my thing. If you want a reading, I'm your person, okay? But if you want me to tell you a funny story, apparently not. Okay, go ahead, Tank. You start us off, and maybe something will spark a memory.
It's actually funny because I'm the same way about jokes. The only reason why I remember these is because, one, they just happen. Because I usually, even after the readings, I'll forget too. It's the same thing we both do. That even clients who I see over and over, I still don't remember sometimes. It may take like a few times before I actually remember who came through for that person. But because I took pictures of it, that's why I remember. And because it was such a and I hate to say weird because nothing is ever weird in our world, but it really was like a weird scenario. So here's what happened. So I had readings scheduled for a particular day, which was just a few days ago. And then my daughter had asked me kind of at the last minute to take her over to my sister's house so she could do some work for her. And I knew that I didn't want to push it too much or have my client waiting for and then I arrived. So I just texted her. I said, hey, can you do it 15 minutes later? She said, no problem. So I go to drop off Alexandra at my sister's house, and I go up to the door, and this black and blue butterfly was like circling me and like dive bombing me. It was the craziest thing. Every time I go to reach for the door, it would circle in front of me. I was afraid to even open the door because I thought it was going to go into the house. So then it flew straight to the ground. And I said, oh my God, I knew it was I could pick it up. I knew I could take a picture of whatever I needed to do. So I literally put my hand down and it started to crawl on my hand. So I told Alexandra, I'm like, take a picture like right now, because I know this goes to a client. I know this goes to someone. This is just too odd for this to happen. You and I know doing this stuff, everything is a sign. Yeah. This is what this is about. It's being aware, listening to your inner guidance, and really being observant of what's going on around you, and taking those signs and really realizing and acknowledging that they are either signs from your loved ones, signs from your guides, or maybe there's a meaning that you need to. So look up the meaning of whatever that is. So I leave there and get to my client, like literally leave there straight. There's my next client. And I see a butterfly in my mind's eye. So I asked her, not even making the connection yet. I said, what is with a butterfly? And she's like, oh my God, it was the weirdest thing. There was this black and blue butterfly who was circling me, like dive bombing. And she used the word dive bombing, which is really kind of the word that I was thinking of, how this butterfly kept coming at me. And she said, then it flew to the ground, and it's like it knew that I wanted to take a picture of it. I said, oh my gosh, you're not going to believe this. I said, but literally right before, like I dropped my daughter off, and that's exactly what happened to me. And I go, I have a picture of it. So I'll see if I can pull it up real fast, and you might be able to see it. but this is her picture. So, well, actually, this is mine. This is what happened first. So here's my picture of at my sister's house. Let me know when you can see it.
Yes, we can see it. Thank you. Oh,
You ready?
Oh, sorry, I started talking and then it went off the screen.
Oh, could you see it though?
Yes.
I'll do it one more time. So here's her picture. Camera one. Take note of camera one. Okay. See the picture? This is hers. How cool is that? Like, could you see it?
Yes. I didn't want to say anything. It's interesting because you have a new computer, but when you put that up to it and then you started talking, we couldn't hear you. You were muffled in the background, but we got the gist of it, which was interesting because your microphone's different on this computer than your other one, just so you know. Yeah.
That's interesting. Okay, well, thanks for letting me know. I appreciate that because that'll help too if we're doing our workshops or whatever through there, so I'll know. But yeah, anyway, so I knew, and I don't remember exactly who was coming through. I want to say it was her mom. I don't remember who, but I remember it was a female. But I felt it was her mom. If it was her mom, that's a sign from her mom. Because you hardly ever see black and blue butterflies. At least I used to not. I hardly ever saw them before. I'll tell you though, ever since then, I've been seeing them almost every day. So obviously this must go to someone else. So we should probably look up butterfly too, which usually means change and transformation. Like that's what butterfly generally means for me. But we'll just, so lighten up and stop taking everything so seriously. Get ready for a big change. Maybe we're going to be on TV. This might be our big spot, honey. Maybe it's for us too. Oh, I can't wait. Broadway, whatever. I don't know. New York City, Hollywood.
Oprah and
Oprah.
Ellen. Yes, they both called us.
Ellen, yeah.
They're fighting over us. They both want us on their shows. So
they do.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's, I think, our big change, honey. Oh, this is interesting. One where an old habit, way of thinking, or lifestyle is going out and a new way of being is emerging. Okay, so that's interesting because you and I were just talking about something in my life right before we talked about this story. So that only goes for me, and especially since I've been seeing that black and blue butterfly every day. That's interesting. It's time to make the changes you've been considering. In spite of the challenges, you'll get through this transition. And as always, know that this too shall pass. Express yourself by wearing more colorful clothing. And, oh, I don't have it on. I almost always have it on. So Brad and I, our symbol for each other is butterfly. And I just thought of that too. I didn't connect that either. And he bought me for a 1-year anniversary, a butterfly that has black and blue in it too. Yes.
Oh, cool.
I can't believe I don't have it. I have it on almost all the time, but I was running a little bit late this morning. So not that I would ever do that, but I was, weird kind of thing, running a little late. So
yeah. You've been really good about that, I will say. So we're going to just, maybe not. Okay. So cancel, clear, delete. You're really good about being
really
on
good
time,
at it.
Pink. And yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So work on that. All right. So work in progress. You know what? You're lucky you have a partner that is, you know what? I'm patient and kind.
I thank God every day for that because that is what I need. Okay. Seriously, I would have fired my ass a long time ago.
I can't tell the funny stories though. So, you know
what?
You
can, they just won't be funny, but you can tell us. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
They're just not funny. You can tell the stories, but okay. So
but you need the stories. I need to provide the stories, but everyone needs your laugh. Your laugh, everyone even says it's contagious. It really is. It makes me laugh harder. So we need each other to be able to make this work. So yeah, that's my story.
I agree. Yep. It's too bad. Not getting fired. Not today, Tink. Not firing you.
Thank God. Thank
God.
Do you want to tell your story or do you want me to go on with the next one?
I will. You know what? I will tell one of them. This was interesting. I had a client that texted me actually the day of Cassidy's graduation. And I was getting ready. I had clients in the morning, anyways, and I was running late. I had to go get Amber on my way out to out to the graduation. So, so I had a lot of stuff I had to take care of that day. And anyways, this client texted me and she was like, I cannot find the diamond fell out of my wedding ring. And I don't know where it is and I can't find it. And I'm just going to say, please, nobody text me to try to find their stuff. Okay.
I know. I do get that. Yeah.
Yes. And it is really difficult to do, especially because we have to take the time to sit with that and really tune in. And it's time consuming. Honestly, it's not always an easy thing to do. And it's something that I think I have found when this happens for the person that it's happening for, it's important for you to actually tune into your own self and allow your intuition to guide you to where you need to go to find whatever it is. And I have found, I will tell you, my angels and guides are phenomenal with me now. When I can't find something, I'm like, I will literally stop and I will say, okay, please tell me, where do I need to go? And show me what room, or show me where I need to go first. And I will let them guide me. And I cannot believe it's like, if I can't find my shirt, I'm looking for my shirt. I think I talked about this before. I couldn't find my bra the one day. I'm like, okay, where is it? And right away they guide me and they tell me it's over here, it's over there, go here. I'm like, boom, do that with your phone. If you can't find your phone, please do not text us. Do not call. You won't be able to find your phone. You won't be able to text us. So that's great. So,
you really are funny. Oh my gosh, that's funny. That was good. You really are funny. I have to keep you.
I'm trying. I'm working on it. Okay. Comedy Central. Here I come.
Let's not go that far.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if that was still around or not. If that was just something from like years ago. Anyways, okay. So that's dating me. I don't know. So she said, can you help me? And like I said, I was getting ready, and usually for me, I have to really sit with it. But all of a sudden, I very clearly got, I saw flashes of like a couple different rooms, like the family room, like furniture and carpet. I kept seeing carpet, and I was getting closet. So, and like bathroom, closet. So, and I texted her that. I'm like, I feel like it's like in carpet or some type of material. I don't know if you were folding clothes or doing something around there. And like I said, I kept seeing carpet, and I said, and I know you're going to find it. I literally heard that she would find it. And so I said, I told her what to do. Just sit with your intuition. Just let it guide you. Don't panic. It's going to be okay. And within, I think it was like in a couple hours later, I was going to call her, when I was on my way to the graduation, but I didn't, for some reason I got resistance. And now I know the reason I got resistance was because it was something she needed to do and to find it. So she did find it, and it was in the closet, and it was in the carpet, swear. Mm-hmm. Yes. So that was really cool. But that was one of my stories that I wanted to share. So thank you. Go ahead, and then I'll share my other one.
That's a great story. Thank you for that, for so many levels. I love the fact of tuning into your own intuition and sitting with that. And just, it's almost like too, when I used to tell people to practice, start practicing now. Start tuning in now. Start before, when you go into a grocery store, instead of asking someone for help of where something is, or you go into a store, tune into it and just feel where you're guided to go. You might hear right or left or go straight, or you might feel to go a certain way, or you might just know, I need to go this way. Whatever it is, see what pops up in your mind and then follow that guidance. Or if the phone rings, try to tune in to see who it is before you actually look at it and answer it. And things like that. That's an amazing story for that. The other thing too is don't panic. Don't get worked up, because if you get worked up, you're going to block your inner guidance, and that's when you don't want to do it. You have to be in a calm space. So I love that back too. And above all, it was such a happy ending. And so it's a great story all the way around. And thank you for sharing that one. That's awesome. Love it.
When you were just talking about that, it made me think of something too that I used to do. And before I even realized about using your intuition or knowing any of this stuff, I remember if like for homecoming and like dances and stuff like that, or if I wanted to wear something that I was looking for that was specific, or like I had an idea in my head, I would set the intention of, to myself, I would think, this is what I'm looking for. I want to find something that's like this. And then I would really let myself be guided to where I needed to go. What store did I think that I was going to be able to find it in? And 9 times out of 10, I found what I was looking for. And I was like, and it was even better than what I thought it was going to be. So if there is something like you said, Tink, that somebody's looking for, try that. Set the intention ahead of time. This is what I'm looking for, and you'll find it. And, you know, I just manifested a shirt, a couple of them, different outfits too, because I was like, okay, I need new clothes. And what happened? Yep, I got some new clothes for my birthday. So
Yay!
I know,
Nice.
right? Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Very good. It sounded like fairy.
Fairy. It did
good.
sound like
Didn't
fairy.
it?
Yes, fairy. Fairy good.
Very good. I think it's because I need a fairy necklace.
I don't think so. She doesn't.
Two?
Only, you're a bad Tinkerbell, okay? You're bad. You're bad Tinkerbell. You called me. What did you say I was? Let's not even talk about it again.
I said you were
Let's move.
Tinkerbell. I said you were Tinkerbell. Yeah, I did.
You are bad fairy.
I used to call that to the kids. I used to call them Stinkerbells all the time. I know. I am the mischievous one. They are known to be mischievous, and yeah, I'm just funny. That's all.
No, you're bad fairy. Bad fairy. Bad fairy.
Moving right along to a good story. So now, the next, like, I think it was the very next day, which would have been yesterday now. Maybe it was a couple days ago that happened. I don't remember, with the butterfly. Anyway, doesn't matter. It was within a couple days. So yesterday, I wake up in the morning and I don't have my contacts or my glasses in. And thank you, Oakland Eye Care, by the way. They got me hooked up with some contacts that I thought I'd never be able to wear again. And I'm picking up my glasses today, so I'm super excited. Nonetheless, here we go. So I go in and I don't have my contacts or glasses on, and I'm looking and I saw this bug crawling up the molding of the door wall. And I'm like, what is that? I said, I couldn't figure out if it was a potato bug because I couldn't see. Can't really see without my contacts. So I asked Brad, I said, what is this? He's like, I don't know. And he gets upset because I catch everything and let it outside. So he's like, are you going to catch it or do you want me to do something with it? And I always catch it. The one time I didn't catch something, I told him that looks like a spider that could bite and I can't reach it, so you might have to get that one. He took too long to get out of bed, so he didn't know where it went. He got bit like 2 hours later. We're laying in bed and something bit him and he jumped up and flew and he welted all up. I'm like, that's that spider. I told you he looked like a biter. See? The only time, any other time, I always catch the spiders or catch everything and put them outside. Sometimes I might forget and they might still be captured in a container and I might forget about them, but for the must be their karma on their part. I don't know. Anyway, going back to my story. So I put my contacts in and I look and it's a lightning bug. It's a lightning bug in the daytime in my bedroom crawling up the wall. I thought it was lightning. I wasn't 100% sure because I've never seen them in the daytime, but I thought it was. When I got a jar because I wasn't 100% sure what it was, and I didn't know if it was something that could bite. So I got a jar, put them in. I looked underneath, this little butt was all white, like a light. I'm like, I know this is a lightning bug. So, or firefly, whatever you want to call them. I call them firefly too. So I looked up an image of that, and sure enough, that is what it is. So I had already kind of let it go on my flower pot, and when I put it outside, so when I knew 100% for sure what it was, I took a picture of it again because I knew it went for someone. Sure enough, one of my clients, now lightning bug is my symbol for property, because when they want to get me to a property, they show me a bunch of lightning bugs, because that's where you see a lot of lightning bugs or fireflies, is when there's a healthy like a good ecosystem in like lots of property, trees and grass and whatnot. You'll see a lot of lightning bugs there. So, and I have a lot of them in my backyard and I love watching. That's one of my favorite things to do, is watch them right when it gets in between, like the eve part. And that's, by the way, where the fairies are more prominent too, are the in-between times. Mm-hmm. So in between too, like the lakes and the rivers and land, like the in-between of those, that's where a lot of fairies are as well. Anyway, so I think there's a lot with the whole lightning bug meaning. So Anyway, so my client, I said, is there something with a property? Do you live on property? She's like, well, yeah, because show me fireflies. She goes, oh my gosh, it was the weirdest thing. She goes, there were 2 lightning bugs in my bedroom the other day. And I thought I was losing my mind, or because they were lighting up like crazy going around in the room. And I said, I said, you're not going to believe this. I said, but there was a lightning bug this morning. And I showed her the picture of it. So this is the lightning bug that I took outside and had a little help getting him outside there.
I wouldn't even know what that looks like. Like you said, I wouldn't even have any idea either what they look like. Say something so the camera goes to you.
This is what it looks like. So you don't know that it like, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
So you
No.
can't hear. Okay. So I wouldn't have known what it looked like either. I just knew it was so weird. Because I never have seen them in the daytime before. You always see them lighting up at night, so you don't know physically what they're actually quite pretty. They're yellow and they're red. Like, they're really pretty. I don't know if could you see it?
A little bit, but it was kind of hard to like see it clearly, but you could see the picture, but it's still hard. We might have to post it.
Yeah, I'll post it. I'll do it one more time and I won't say anything. Hang on. Not sure if you could see it better.
A little bit, but it's still kind of hard to see. But yeah, you get kind of the idea.
Yeah, they're really pretty. So anyway, so I'll post it. But it's just the point of that, you know what? It was somebody trying to get their attention. So here's also the metaphysical meaning for fireflies or lightning bugs. In addition to, because this must go to someone else too, in addition to reminding us the importance of our internal character, the light from fireflies appropriately represents hope, guidance, inspiration, and awakening. They implore us to listen to our hearts and let them lead the way towards truth and light. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
So it's like with everything going on right now even, and they remind me of happy. Like, they're so happy. Like, it reminds me, like, always bring joy into something that you do, whether it's work, whatever you're doing, make fun, like try to have fun, make jokes, like try to make people laugh, leave a little sparkle wherever you go, even if it's just one person for the day, you know, because you don't know how you impact people. I don't know why this is coming up, but for some reason this is reminding me of what the lightning bug is. So maybe somebody's down and you might say one thing to help them, or spend 5 minutes with someone who normally you wouldn't have called or visited or whatever. I don't know. There's something to this about bringing joy and making you feel good, like once a day, doing something like that. Anyway, go ahead, Twin.
Well, in that book, this book too, I know we've talked about this before, but with spirit animals, like this is a little pocket book one that's easy. You guys can access it, you know, quick and look up different things that come up. This says in this book, Firefly, which it has a picture of it too. It kind of looks a little bit like a beetle. You're burning the candle at both ends in order to meet your goals. Yet, in spite of this, you're not being as creative and productive as you'd like to be, which that could, relate. You've done the necessary preparations for the desired outcome, so you can now enjoy the manifestation of that vision. Pay close attention to your own natural rhythms. And then this I thought was interesting. You're awakening to your spiritual gifts and feeling called to offer your light to your family members, community, or friends. So it's you being the light. What you just said was people bringing in joy in all of that, and that maybe, you know, if somebody says something to somebody that makes them feel good, that's what Firefly represents, is that you're bringing the light, you know, because they light up.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah, I know. That was great. Thank you, Tinkerbell.
Well, that's weird because I have this same book with a big one, and Firefly and Lightning Bug isn't in there. That's why I got it from the internet. But I do have this small one too. So is it under Lightning Bug or Firefly?
Firefly.
I wonder why it's not in the big one.
Maybe because
it is in here. Huh?
Yeah. Maybe because it's in the little one.
Well, I would think it'd be more in the big one than the little one. That's really cool.
I know.
Oh my gosh, honey, look at this. You're now following the truth of your soul's path, yet it's important to be alert to any tendencies to get distracted by old habits, patterns, or others' agendas for you. This is what we talked about earlier today. It's totally what we talked about. Be more efficient with your efforts. You don't expend more energy than you need to in order to get the work done. But that's what we talked about.
Right. So that's definitely a message for somebody today. Okay. So you shared your story. Was there another one?
No, honey, go ahead.
Okay. The only one real quick that I was going to share was about my grasshopper. I was going for a walk and I was having like it was beautiful. It was beautiful. I don't even know day, but I went to go open up the door and I was by the door going to move. I think I went to go water the flowers or something. And I had my earbuds in and the cord got stuck on the flower. And I went to go literally like move that like this. I just moved the cord, went to open the door, and there was a grasshopper on my finger. It was like in a second. I don't even know how it happened, but he jumped on my hand. I screamed. And then he went back in the flowers and I took a picture. So I'll have to post my picture of my grasshopper.
Is he missing a leg after you kind of jumped and screamed and threw him off you?
You would think that he was just sitting there staring at me. We were both scared of each other. So, yeah, that kind of stuff just freaks me out. I know you like to, make sure everything's okay, but if they come in my house, I'm sorry, but they're X. Luckily, Grasshopper was still outside, so he's safe. He was fine. But the message is, like you're moving forward, you're taking leaps and bounds. That's the message of the grasshopper. So that was the one that I wanted to share today. Because again, like you said, Tink, things don't just happen for no reason in your life. If grasshopper jumps on your hand, like it did to me, that's a message for you. So pay attention to the things that are going on. If you, are outside and something gets your attention, that is a message. We were just, talking about, same thing with numbers. It doesn't, but animals come forward for us all the time to bring us messages. And they are signs from your loved ones. They may seem like it's kind of random, or it may seem like, well, wow, why am I seeing so many of these? Sometimes, we take things for granted where you're seeing a lot of butterflies, like white butterflies, or you're seeing a squirrel. Start really paying attention and looking up the messages because there's always a message in it. Okay, go ahead, Tink.
Absolutely. The other thing too that I always think of with grasshopper, there's two things. Grasshoppers never jump backwards. They never go backwards. So whatever you're thinking of doing, don't go back. Move forward, and move forward. That's part of it. And it's also about ancient wisdom. In China, they are very much about wisdom. And like, think of, grasshopper, little grasshopper, it's time, so it's also about wisdom for you, honey, and like you sharing your wisdom with others. Like there's a lot to the grasshopper to me that is,
That's interesting because I got chills when you said that. And I'm actually reading a book right now called The Sophia Code. Mm-hmm. It is phenomenal. It is like, for me to be that enthralled in a book, I'm kind of, right? This is like chapters, and it's about the divine feminine. And it's about goddess energy and different, what they represent. And the first one is about Isis, the first chapter, and she gives you this like incantation, or I don't even know what it's called, I forget. It is so complex, I can't fully describe it or explain it, but it's like, oh my gosh, it resonates with me so much. So anyways, that's what the grasshopper too is. It's that wisdom. Mm-hmm. I'm learning all of that on a deeper cellular level, and they talk about bringing in all of your lifetimes into this lifetime to manifest your highest potential of who you are to become mm-hmm. like an ascended master. And that's what I had been asking for, is like, how do you do that? What does that look like? How do you become that? And it's basically in every day and everything you say. And the Isis in the beginning, and the Sophia, it's called the Sophia Dragon Tribe. anyways, it's really phenomenal. So I'm not going to go into all the details, but that's why the grasshopper, when you said that, that's why it came forward for me, because it's me soaking up all that wisdom and that knowledge and information.
Sounds cool. Yeah, I'll have to definitely. That sounds like right up our alley. So yeah, for sure. Yeah. And maybe we'll take some tidbits and share with you guys of what that is. So that's cool. Yay! Yeah. That's what we like to do. All right, everyone. Are you all set, honey?
Yeah, I'm all set. Yeah. I just wanted to say, you know, with Isis too, Isis is a loving goddess, powerful, and this is not like the bad stuff. This is the good stuff.
So. Oh yes, of course, yes. Like Isis goddess from Egypt. Yes, yep. Thank you, honey. Yeah, because I guess I never really thought about that. Some people may think Isis, that's not good, but yeah. And a lot of people do that. That's a whole nother video where they take one, like the swastika. That's actually not. It's actually something from India. That's a great symbol that has nothing to do with what it's used for today. And so people take things like that that are very powerful, if you will, to use it for something that's not so good. But they understand how powerful it is. That's why they use it, and they try to turn that. So that's why. So it's interesting. Well, I'm sure there are many reasons why, but.
Well, and they talk about too just how powerful she was and how she was using it for good, you know, and trying to help people to learn how to become fully ascended, basically in your life, and how to heal. And she talks about going from different dimensions. It's just phenomenal.
Gosh, that gives me chills, only because we just talked about that today, about experiences that I'm going through right now, that I'm sticking through it because I feel like it's helping me to feel like and think more like an ascended master. So you're always, each time you grow, you're going to be placed in experiences that are uncomfortable because your soul's trying to grow. So it's a matter of really working through that, that's a whole nother video. We'll talk about that next time. So you know what, we'll leave people with that one to think of, to wait for that one, because it's going to be what everybody needs to hear if you want to evolve and grow with more grace and ease, or at least move up to that next level. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, perfect. But awesome. We can actually teach you techniques on how to do it with grace and ease, and maybe we'll do that in the next one. All right, honey. Everybody have a magical day and night filled with peace, love, and light. May the goddesses be with you, guiding you and shining their light so you can show you the way. And animals, spirit animals, and insects.